It'll work. Yes, I'm saying that all off mic, and it says we're live.
You want me to check?
No.
Why?
I want to live in denial for about 10 minutes.
So wait, is video live? Because if video's live, then I got a treat for you during the music.
Video is live.
It says live.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is very much live.
It is very much
it's
live.
delayed because it just showed me getting up. Yep.
Well, it is a delay. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a
Yep.
delay because I got to censor you guys whenever humanly possible. You might say fuck on the air or something like that. I got to be careful of that.
I mean, really, you got to edit it?
No, I'm joking.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. I'm so goddamn nervous. I'm running off a new board. Carson, oh, Jesus.
No.
I just put that I wish you guys could see. The viewers can see what I see.
I'll check it out later.
Oh, Jesus. Before we begin, okay, I got to mention sponsors, you smart ass. Oh, God. Before we begin, you know what time it is. It's time to talk about Scratch Labs. Yes, fuel to the pros, recipes, information, and everything to get you to the finish line. I could mute him, but I think it's funny. Oh, yeah, God. Thanks to ScratchLabs.com. You can go there today, make some rice cakes, fuel my favorite lemon lime, and recover with the perfect blend of coffee and chocolate. That is a big thanks to ScratchLabs.com. Also, this is a big one. Did you see that Gooder?
The Batman one?
I got it. Did you see that Gooder is making Batman sunglasses
I thought
now?
it was because of you. I thought you influenced him.
Damn it should be because of me. But needless to say, I put my hard-earned money towards some retro Batmans, and I have enough pair of Gooders, but I don't think there's such thing.
So you're saying that the Packfiller podcast does not have enough pull to influence him?
I don't
What
think
if
it
they
does.
come out with a Nightwing version?
Oh,
Then you know you're hitting the mark.
Yeah. Jackson just shook his finger.
They'll be tempting.
They would be tempting. Okay, I got to get through that. Batman-themed shades, my entire world has changed. Thanks to Gooder and the Tour de France, 2020 just sucks a little bit less. Thanks to those guys. Gooder.com. Go there now. Well, probably after the show. So let's do this. I'm supposed to be playing the theme right now, but I got too giddy over Batman. So welcome to another episode of the Packfiller. If you've been in a cave for the last 3 weeks, you've, in my opinion, missed the party. In the studio with me once again, our expert panel of opinionated bike riders. In the studio with me, of course, Mr. Paul Main with big beer. Very big beer.
Well, it's just a half liter.
Oh, that's good looking.
Oh, thanks.
That looks nice. Online in Portlandia, Mr. Jackson Bulger. I think Jackson's actually sucking down a Sprite.
I am.
Yeah. Wow.
Perfect drink.
That's probably why he's faster than us.
But I like the Sprite in him.
Yeah, it does. Oh.
Too old.
Also online in Bend, Oregon, Mr. Karsten Hagen in his métier shirt.
Hello.
Oh, all we get is his home screen. But
Yeah, I've
that's
got a bike shop shirt too.
You do? What is it? Okay.
Above category out of San Francisco.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Sausalito. Let's be clear.
Yes.
I
Do you
spent
know
a lot
Chad?
of time there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're in there
Mm-hmm.
with Arcade X, our premium brand.
It's paying a couple bills there, Karsten?
I'm sorry. Did I do that just now? I'm sorry.
No big deal. No big deal. That's okay.
Just a habit.
Okay. I'll just, it's not a problem. Hey, I've apparently take a bit of the end of the season break. Well, actually, I want to ask you guys who's riding. Who's genuinely been... This is usually while the theme's playing. Usually we're a little bit more celebratory at this point in time, but I think it might be a little somber in my point. But who's actually out there riding their bike on a consistent basis? I have to ask this before every show.
You can skip me.
Skip Paul?
Yeah.
You haven't done it at all?
No, I've been working on the she shed.
Oh, which we can't talk about, but yeah, working on the hut for the missus. Working on the hut for the missus. Okay.
There's no races,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Jackson, you been riding?
Yeah, I did on last week quite a bit. I got 4 days, and then today I also was able to actually ride outside, which felt illegal, wasn't illegal. But I'm happy the sun. Thank you very much for the rain, and I'm happy the smoke cleared up for me to get out.
Yeah. What is your air quality now? Do you know?
We teeter teeter, I guess you could say, between good and moderate.
Oh, okay. So you're a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rain has helped immensely.
We never thought we'd pray for that as much as, especially as bike riders, that we'd actually go, please God, let this stuff that I usually shy away from, like it burns my flesh. Please let it come. Please God, let it come. And we're fortunately there. Yeah, Karsten, and I don't know. We can call Zwift riding. So have you been, young man? I'm adjusting my camera because I just showed.
Yeah, actually, I rode outside both all weekend. I did. I went up to Bachelor and did a pretty solid road ride in the rain and the sleet with like leg warmers on and a real honest to goodness rain jacket. And then I met my son and we did some laps at the bike park. Gravity,
Wow.
And then Sunday I did a decent ride on my own, and I ran into a local pro and tried to hang on her wheel for 30 seconds, and that was demoralizing.
Okay.
And then I did a decent Zwift workout yesterday.
How's the whole plan for the Everest coming?
I mean, I'm gonna go down there and I'm going to give it my best.
So it's still on.
Oh, it's on. The guy that I'm doing it with, Mike Stewart, he works for me down there, and my goal is to be there for him. That's it. And he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it successfully, and he's gonna, he's a rock star when it comes to doing Everest to raise money. And I would love to think I'm gonna finish the whole thing, but
yeah,
I'm gonna do my best.
Just keep going. Just keep pedaling. Just keep going, man. Just keep swimming.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just keep swimming.
Yeah. I've apparently taken I think I've unintentionally taken an end of the season break. I've pretty much decided that I'm going to take a good chunk of September off, and I'm going to start back up in October. I've been riding about 1 to 2 times a week, which I know sucks, but it's something, I guess. But I think it's okay. I'm maintaining my weight. I'm a school teacher, so I'm back at work, and things are a little nuts right now. So it's been kind of crazy, and I know that's not an excuse because everybody's like going, "Hey man, I work all year round. What's your deal?" But I think I don't know. I just sometimes in this late summer, early fall, I like to kind of just detach a little bit. And what's so weird is the fact that all this shit is going on with bike races, where everything is absolute insanity. I mean, the tour, which we're going to get to, but holy shit, everything's just going absolutely crazy. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, it's the end of the season. My body wants to rest, but my brain is going bike racing, bike racing, bike racing. I don't know. I don't know what to fucking do, but I think I'm going to start fresh in October. That's what I'm saying I'm going to do. And I know you guys think I'm full of shit, but I'm going to just give it a shot. So, should we just get straight to it, gentlemen? I think we should just get straight to it. That's not the one I wanted to hit. That's the one I wanted to hit. It's time for some news headlines, you guys. The Giro Rosa just recently wrapped up. I'm sure you guys were all glued to the screen on that one, if you could find it, and if you paid for it, which I think a lot of people online, and especially over in the European contingent, are a little pissed off about that coverage was so hard to get for the Giro Rosa. Controversial change with the overall. Did we get a chance to talk about the crash in last week's show?
Well, no, we did not.
I don't think we did.
No,
yeah,
it happened afterwards.
Who's that?
I was going to say, I think which has been happening to us very much recently is
the day after.
Yeah.
Exactly, the day right after we talked about it.
Shit gets really exciting, and then we've already done our podcast. So, which is weird because we haven't been doing them like on rest days or anything like that. But now it's just everything's out of control, and And shit.
It's 2020.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But with the loss of Annemiek van Vleuten, arm, right? She was an arm. And who was the collarbone? I can't recall. Why am I drawing a blank? I feel like an asshole.
Wasn't Spratt? I thought she was.
Spratt went down.
Yeah.
I think she was the collarbone.
Mm-hmm.
I hope.
I don't think it's broken, but I don't know.
Yeah. I
thought I heard something that it wasn't broken. It was just, anyway, I could be wrong.
I saw a post that she was back on the bike today.
Yeah.
So, but Annemiek van Vleuten, that's it. That's a season ender.
Well,
Is it not?
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
That's funny because define the term season this year. Like it,
yeah.
3 months long.
you know,
There is no season.
here we are. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Crashing in the race lead, the final overall ended up looking like this. Anna van der Breggen in first.
Surprise.
Yeah, Kaisia, and I fuck up her last name all the time. Niwia Doma, I think, from Canyon SRAM. And Elisa Longo Borghini in third.
Your
Who
girl.
called that one? Who called that one? Actually, I lucked out on that one. Let's be honest. I kind of lucked out on that one. But I was glad she finished on the podium. That was cool.
That was good.
When I asked you guys this earlier in the last week about seeing it and watching it, and was I the only one who was really able to catch much of it? And you guys can be honest. I mean, I think we have a situation in regarding women's cycling where obviously the popularity's not there. They're dealing with issues of, and what I saw of the race, I'm going to say, it seemed to be held in areas that were not visually appealing in a lot of cases. Sure, they went under an aqueduct bridge and things like that, but it looked like a lot of industrial areas. It looked like the pomp and circumstance wasn't really there. Especially, I guess, if we're comparing it to men's race. And I just think the presentation was off this year. And I think that's a huge injustice, but shit, it's always been that way. And were any of you guys able to catch much of it, if any?
No, because it was inaccessible. And I think one of the things that, and I'm the first to admit that I was the one that wanted us to do an entire episode on Giro Rosa.
Yeah.
But holy shit, man, I've only got so many dollars and so much time and bandwidth to do a bunch of different apps and services to watch, a bunch of different events. It's why I didn't watch Tirreno Adriatico. When we were kids growing up, all of us except for Jackson,
Yeah.
we watched football on one channel and we watched basketball on another channel. It was so much easier. Oh God, I have to adapt.
I have to say I was glad that Flow Bikes at least was presenting what they were presenting. It wasn't live.
Yeah, that's what I watched.
It was all recap.
Yeah.
It was all after the stages were over. And I know it's a pay service, but I was happy to have at least been able to catch that much. I think we're getting better, but I don't think we're anywhere where it needs to be. So I don't know. I'm not going to be able to offer up a solution. I'm not a professional on this kind of stuff, and I know that there are, especially talking with some direct women involved in the sport and their opinions and stuff like that. I love hearing that. When I was able to talk to I'm drawing a blank. I'm drawing a blank, and I feel like an asshole because of it. But I've been able to talk to several women involved in the sport, and they all know that things are fucked up, and it's just I don't know. It's frustrating. It is frustrating. So I'm gonna just leave it at that, I guess. Fuck. Second story: French police open doping investigation after Arkea Samsic hotel search in the Tour de France. So here we are. The tour ends, and French police have opened a preliminary investigation, suspicion of doping on a small part, quote, small part of Arkea Samsic, according to the French AFP news agency. Some of those also including our very own Nairo Quintana.
And his brother.
Who was complaining of nettle rash. And Do we want to go there? Do we want to make jokes about the fact that
Why not?
Fucking nettle rash? And I think I said to you, it's more like a needle rash.
Yeah.
That was
Because-
pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we fucking.
Well, I
go
gotta
again.
say, given Quintana's performance in the tour, he was clearly doping because it was so stellar.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's what I'm not saying that he was clearly doping, and I guess we should be innocent until proven guilty.
But not in France. That's
Sometimes
not what they
shit
do.
like that goes awry, and you have adverse effects, and maybe a
PDM,
nettle
1980.
rash.
Yeah.
PDM. All having horrible stomach
Nah.
viruses that screwed up their days. So, are we now at that point? Oh God, Jesus, don't ruin it.
My question is, were there active doping controls at the tour? Because if there were, this would be the first year that we haven't heard about them.
There were
Now,
active
I don't really want to. I
COVID
don't want to go down this
controls.
road either. Huh?
There were active COVID,
COVID
controls.
Yeah, we talked about this last week. Like there
Yeah.
definitely were, but like, I
Yeah.
would like to have heard something about this, just for my own, peace of mind that they were at least paying attention.
I will say that, and I saw pictures when I was watching the coverage of the tour, and I actually saw Roglic having to attend a doping test, and then I also know that in a lot of these scenarios, all the jersey holders, the stage winner, and
Three randoms.
random members of the peloton
Yeah.
have to be. So I was able to see some of it going on for sure.
It's just not highlighted, but with COVID going on, that's
Yeah.
the main line right there.
Yeah.
No one talks about it. It's all about COVID, so that it just got buried. That's all. But it was there.
I really wish football was tested a shit ton more. I know that cyclists is always getting this bad rap, and I'm so tired of talking to people in the sport. And I guess I shouldn't bring it up on my podcast then, but I'm so tired of talking to people in the sport who are so angry about cycling's full of dopers, yada yada yada. I'm like, hold the fucking phone. If I were to walk into an NFL team clubhouse and say, everybody draw your blood right now, we're going to test everybody, I don't have any proof. I'm pulling this out of my ass, but I guarantee you that there are going to be positive tests.
I'm gonna do something right now that I've never done in my position on this podcast.
Uh-oh. Don't fart.
But I'm gonna ask that instead of talking about this, because if this is an issue, it's gonna come up.
Yeah.
That we talk about the time trial, because
we're going to get there.
fuck.
We're talking about headlines first. Carson, you got to build this shit. It's
All right,
not
sorry.
You don't go straight to dessert. You got to start with a salad or
What's wrong with the simple kiss boy?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on where you're kissing, but yeah. All right.
Okay, my last of the news stories, and I'll go. This one will be a quick one. I don't know if you guys heard about the return of Le Monde bicycles.
Yeah.
The return of Greg LeMond is, I guess he has a carbon manufacturing organization, and he's been slowly kind of plotting his return to
With e-bikes.
Yeah, he's got 2 e-bikes out now. I have no idea, and I don't know if you guys have had a chance to see them. They're kind of towny e-bikes, and I guess there's a gravel and a road on the way. I'm going to sneeze.
Gesundheit.
Yeah, thank you. And I didn't hit mute in time, so... But Le Mans back. I'd love to see something great from Greg. I know business-wise he tends to get a little angry with people. I think it's kind of cool that Greg's back, though.
He has never ever lost a lawsuit.
No,
he's one of the smartest people in this industry.
Yeah.
Whatever he does is going to be successful.
Yeah.
Next time I get a lawsuit with Greg LeMond, I'll remember.
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah. Don't
do it.
Get in a land in
Don't do
Asia.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get in a fight with a Sicilian when death is on the line.
Hey, wait a minute. Didn't somebody never fail a drug test too?
Greg?
Anyway, I'm just saying.
Oh, shit. Hey, let's get to the Tour de France, shall we, you guys? The 2020 Tour is completed. Gentlemen, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm just going to, because if you're just listening to this podcast and you've never, you haven't been listening all along, and you've been living in a cave and you need us to explain the last 3 weeks, fuck it. I'm not going to bother.
You're not going to do an NBC thing?
No,
No,
I'm
okay.
not going to recap and tell you what bike racing's about and take you through all those wonderful things. But I am going to start off by just saying, okay, I'm going to throw out questions and I want you guys to just respond and take it whatever way you want. Best tour ever? Best tour that you can recall, or meh? Jackson, I want you to go first, Jackson. I want Jackson's perspective on this because this is okay. Never mind. I'm going to shut up. Go, Jackson.
I previously in one of our shows, you asked what was the best tour of our memories.
Yeah.
And because I have such a limited memory of the tour, I said 2019 because Julian Alaphilippe held the jersey for an unknown amount of, or an unexpected amount of time. That I will today change my answer. I think 2020, of my limited memory, because I'm only 21 years old, was the best tour I've ever watched. I've never seen. I will be honest, and I will admit this as a cyclist. I have never watched a full time trial in my life. That was the first. I think sometimes they can be a little boring.
Time
we
trials
all
are a little
know
boring.
that.
Time trials are a little boring. Yeah.
And I was sitting on the couch. My heart was racing. I even got my girlfriend to stop her homework and watch with. I think this is one of the best tours that I will ever remember for the rest of my life.
I wasn't sitting. I'm surprised you were sitting. I was pacing during that time trial. I was standing up in the living room. Yeah, okay. You were rocking back and forth?
I was so nervous.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna ask Paul. You gotta.
I think
this tour.
On this tour, I think as a whole, like the GC part of it was not that exciting for me until the time trial, and that was remarkable. It's probably, to me, I didn't get to watch the Le Mans live because I was at a bike race and I had it on
The
VHS.
Le Mans year, 89?
1989.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I already knew the results, so I just watched it. But when you're watching it live, and you're like, that clock screwed up. There's no way he lost that. It was amazing. It was amazing piece of work on Pogacar's side. I don't think. Well, we probably won't go in depth right now on our analysis on that.
Well, no. Karsten, best tour in a long time, best tour ever, best tour this year.
Well, I'm gonna so in '89, none of us got to see it live. None of us got to see the drama in that stage, and that stage was won by a much tighter margin than this one was.
Yeah,
and it was the first time an American, had kicked a French guy's ass so thoroughly in public. And it's probably the reason that the French don't make the time trial the last stage anymore. But I don't know. I mean, because I was and am such a huge Le Mans fan, I still think that one, for what it meant, was more exciting. Just because I'm an American and watching an American beat Fignon like that meant so much. Not to say that this one wasn't amazing. And because I'm a huge Roglic fan, I was really sad for him. And I knew it from within 10 minutes that he was going to lose it. Everybody did. It just doesn't have the same punch. And I'm going to disagree. I think there's some other stages like, there were some other stages that were, like Hershey. Holy fuck!
Oh, God, yeah.
Every stage win Hershey got was like some of the best tour watching I've ever had. The one that where he won on that S5 solo finally.
Yeah.
Holy cow! Everybody that loves bike racing wanted to see that happen, and I don't remember a lot of stages like that.
Hershey's downhilling scared the shit out of me every time he was out front.
Yeah.
He made a mistake.
Yeah, he did.
Well, anyway, I was going to say I wasn't totally finished.
Okay.
All right. So
you can.
The last stage was great. That was probably, like I said, it brought more out. Maybe because I didn't know what the finish was, and watching it was great. As a tour, as watching the GC, it wasn't. I don't think it was all that good. It was kind of stale. But the individual stages, like
Yeah.
Alaphilippe and Hershey in that sprint on stage 2. There was only one dead stage. Everything was exciting. Breakaways couldn't get away. Everything was controlled. Crosswinds, it was, just as the race perspective, it was kind of fun to watch. But as a GC, it was kind of like a death hold till the very end.
Yeah.
So, 87, when you start seeing the yellow jersey going flop.
Oh, 87.
Like 87 against Roach and Delgado.
Yeah.
And then same with in 89. The Fignon and Le Mans were going back and forth. And one day there'd be, 2 days on the that's exciting bike racing. You never know. But
so if we're going to go back to that era, I think we're looking at another Sean Kelly.
Another Sean Kelly in
Bennett.
Oh, wow. Okay. I disagree. I think with Wout van Aert, you're looking at another Sean Kelly.
Maybe if he gets a green.
Bennett will never be able to
he's almost
win a Paris-Nice. He'll never be able to win even a Grand Tour. Sean Kelly took one Grand Tour.
He'll be lucky to get one or two more greens, I think.
So you think he's too much of a pure sprinter to pick that up?
Yeah.
Okay.
They towed his ass over any little hump the whole time.
So we're judging the overall tour. How about thoughts on this young pup, Tade, being able to not only take that TT, but his consistency throughout was always there. I think you were talking about the overall. I think the overall would have been completely different if Pogačar hadn't had that crosswinds problem earlier in the race, and we would have
had a team.
Yeah, we would have had a shit more animation, I think, because especially with his winning multiple stages in the mountains, I think he could have taken yellow earlier. But
it's always a hard thing to say when somebody loses time. Like when Delgado ended up in 89, losing 9 minutes in the prologue, he got it all back. And that's because people are allowing some leeway. Now, if he was that tight, if he made the crosswinds, would Jumbo-Visma allow him to get forward, or they could have done something different. That's just, in my opinion, it plays different.
We're all talking about Jumbo-Visma being this amazing team, and I love that team, and I love a lot of things about them. But who won the most stages in this tour?
I'm trying to think. Well, De Koenig won
1, 2, 3, 4, I think.
3 or 4.
I think
Sunweb
Jumbo
won
3. Sunweb 3.
Yes. Your point?
Yeah. My point being that I think that UAE was in a wonderful position the second that Jumbo took the yellow jersey. They didn't have to do shit. And I think they knew that Pogačar was a better time trialer than Roglic, and they knew that stage for him was going to be pivotal.
Just keep it within reach.
Yep.
Merckx.
And the worst thing to be in some respects as a tour team is to be the yellow jersey team for the last week and a half, because you're working your ass off, and at the end of the day, everybody's knackered by 3 or 4 stages to go. And I think they pulled it right. And I think Alan Piper is a genius.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he called it totally right. You ever listen to Alan Piper's dialogue? I forget what race it was, what stage it was, when he's talking to Pogačar on the radio. Like, that dude, he is really good, and I think he's going to go down as one of the best directors we've ever had. And
I remember talking to you, Paul, about that
Mm-hmm.
quite in depth when we were having beers the other day.
Yep.
About Alan Piper and what he offers.
Yeah. I always loved him as a pro when he was riding for that Tulip Computers team, and just like he was an underdog, but just also really, like, obviously brilliant. This is back in I think his heyday was like early 90s, maybe late 80s, early 90s, but he was always fun to watch, but he knows racing.
Yeah. Jackson, you were going to say?
Yeah, I think because your kind of original question is, what do we think of this young buck?
Yeah. You were the one who picked him from day one.
Exactly. Yeah. I think, and I meant to talk about this on the last show, but I completely forgot about it. Is that first of all, I think him being 21 years old, man, that makes me feel useless. And also the fact that the average age of each stage winner was 26, which is the youngest
Shit.
in a long time. There were only 2 stage winners over the age of 30 this year, which shows that there is a changing of the guard. And I
agree.
that is so good for the sport.
I think that, that was one of the topics I was going to bring out. Are we experiencing that official, not paradigm shift, but that generational shift where it's time for the new blood? And you nailed it right on the head.
I mean, as we can tell, things are really changing. I mean, we saw Ineos win a stage. Like, this has kind of been the first time that Ineos hasn't been able to, or Ineos/Sky hasn't been able to control everything. Things are definitely changing in the world of cycling.
I heard somebody call it Skinnios.
Skinnios.
Which I liked. Thoughts on Ineos? A lot of money planned on dominating the sport for years to come. The pressure put on Egan Bernal was probably absolutely unbelievable. But all these guys had pressure put upon them. The team, how they came out, how they dealt with it. Was the 2-up stage win anywhere close to any type of redemption, or do you think Brailsford's trying to explain to his sponsors, don't leave us, we'll be back next year? Paul? I'm going to let Paul go. Paul. I know he's got something on this.
Well, yeah, I'm sure everybody does. Well, I think they got it wrong. Obviously, you can't always get it right. They do have the money. Ratcliffe won't leave. Even though he's going to be he sponsors the F1 team. If you want to lose money, you sponsor F1 racing.
Yeah, or open a bike shop.
Yeah, or open a bike shop.
Yep.
Same loss.
Yeah.
Anyway, that.
No comments.
Yeah. So, I think Bernal was, he had a bad back. His comment was, they were just better than I was. My numbers were where they're supposed to be. I think Jackson hit it right. We have a new crop. We haven't even seen some of these guys that are coming up that are touted as being right in that caliber of Pogacar.
Yeah.
And we got Remco. Yeah. And we've got all these 21, 22-year-olds. And I think Bernal I think he was a one and done. I personally think that could be it. With, unless they start, I think they learn their lesson. Ineos, they're not dummies. I mean, but the big miss for them was, as I've said many, many times, Nico Portal.
Yeah.
Nico.
How he held the team together.
Yeah, it's all the voice of reason and calm is needed in those situations, and that's what Alan Piper brings. That's what Dirk de Mulde brings to when he's directing, and same with Nico. It did the same thing.
It's almost like you're talking politics, Paul.
No, it's not
voice
politics.
Voice of calm and reason. Instead of
not in American
politics.
Yeah. No way.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
So I don't think Ineos is going away.
No way.
But I think we talked about this in the last show too. Was this the shift of the power teams, of the dominant teams, the New York Yankees, and then somebody else takes over, we had Renault, and then we went to La Claire, and then we went to Z. And then Benesto, and then Postal, and things like that, and are we seeing that transition into the new super teams?
I'll make a short statement than anybody else because I'm dominating here. But I think what happens, remember, lead-out trains, we see evolution. That's the cool thing about road cycling. Once a style or a strategy works, it takes maybe a couple years till people figure out where's the Achilles heel, and that's what it is. UAE with Alan Piper found that out. It's like, why do we have to put our guys up there? Pogacar was right on the back end of Sepp Kuss the whole time. He's just riding just like it was his team.
Yeah.
They lost Formula, They lost Aru. All these climbers are supposed to be with them. What's your alternative? Do what they do.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I think we're going to start seeing those trains kind of changing.
I just like sometimes seeing the lower budget teams doing something great. I know Jumbo-Visma has a shit ton of money. They're no, what the fuck, try to pick out, Wanty Gobert, small little tiny team, but they had less money. Jackson, you got just a silly little grin on your face.
you just said I don't know why that you saying that team kind of made me laugh, but no, I think that Ineos, will kind of be walking away with their tails between their legs a little bit, knowing that they did, kind of like Paul said, they screwed up a little bit. I think that they did go hard for that polka dot jersey too, and unfortunately that didn't work out either. I think the stage win, having two of their riders get a stage, or I guess one of their riders, but two of them got it pretty much, and I don't know if that was enough to kind of make up for their GC hopes kind of lost. I will say it is crazy to see how strong that team is when they're allowed to go on the attack. They are each individual rider is so strong. It's just we don't get to see it all the time because they're always in support.
It's a train,
Good point.
It's always that
point.
lead out train. Exactly. Would Geraint Thomas would have made a difference? Anybody think Geraint Thomas would have made a difference in any of this if he was there?
He would have been top 3.
I don't know if I agree.
Yeah.
No, I think he would have ridden better than Port because he always.
Hey, you're
Come on, I'm sorry.
You're hitting a little too fucking close to home there, man.
I think he's a better rider.
I haven't mentioned his name in a month intentionally. I haven't mentioned his name because I didn't want to fuck his race over. When he got that flat, you guys, I swear to God, when he got that flat the day before, I put his name in a text.
Mm-hmm.
I shit you not. I am a curse. I am a firm believer in this.
Just on Port or all cyclists?
I'm starting to think all cyclists,
all right.
to be honest. But I didn't pick Van Vleuten for the Giro Rosas, so maybe that would, I don't know.
So getting back to what you said, I think that at the end of the day, that's a really good point. But if G, as we all should call him, that he
I
would
don't
have
know
been,
him, so I'm not calling him G.
that's what everybody calls him. But if he would have been in it, he would have been top 3. I think he's a better rider than Port.
Did you move to the bathroom?
No, I'm in my kitchen.
Okay. Oh shit!
Here we go.
Because the acoustics changed.
Look, you guys don't. I've cooked myself a really, really good meal, and you didn't even hear any of it.
Yeah, we heard it. But anyway,
I am excited, however, to see how he does in the Giro. I know that's taken us off topic a little bit.
No, it's not at all.
But I think it'll be interesting to see, especially with his form in the Dauphiné. He was not really there for that. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see because Dauphiné and Tour were so close to each other that I wonder if he would have shown up.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about this. I want you guys to give me your opinions, and I guess we can do round robin on this one in terms of. So first of all, who came out smelling good from this? And I don't want you to say Pogačar, and I don't want you to something like that. But who in this 3-week Tour de France, this haphazardly thrown together? Oh shit, when are we going to do it? Who came out smelling like a rose from this bad boy? Paul, I'm going to let you go first because
Sunweb and Sam Bennett, those two.
I agree.
Sunweb was, they were ridiculed because they didn't bring Michael Matthews, and they let him go on his contract. We can see why they got that one for all and all for one attitude. So
it was a great team mentality.
Yep.
Nicolas Roche, I think. It seemed
He's
like
the
he was
calm
the
in the
road
storm.
captain.
Yep.
He was the road captain, and he kept everything under control. And they rode beautifully.
Yep.
So
I agree.
Okay, Jackson, who came out smelling good?
I think Nielsen Palace. 24-year-old EF rider. First ever tour, and he was in a lot of breakaways, and he got to show his face and his sponsors a lot, and I think we are going to see more to come from him.
EF had some good days. They did have some good days. They had some kicked in the balls days, but I was happy to see what they did. I was happy to see their tour go the way they did. Karsten, who came out smelling like a rose?
Sunweb, agreed. I think that Jumbo and Sky, I keep calling them that, were so focused on being the dominant team for the GC that they lost sight of what it means to look really good over 3 weeks. And I think Sunweb was brilliant. I really think they were. I don't know if they intended that, but they really were.
No, yeah, I love their aggressive racing, the attacking style. Hershey himself, I mean, he was exciting just to watch. When the guy was going for it, you just his style was so much fun to watch. I'm gonna say his name with pride. Richie Port, I think, came out smelling incredibly good from this.
Good point.
The guy, he's been kicked in the head so many years just with bad luck. Some shit always gets Richie Port. It's a crash, it's a whatever it might be, and he just stuck to his guns. And I when that flat happened, I saw a guy who just kept his calm and was probably like, oh, here we go again, but he kept to it, and I was so glad to see him finish on the podium.
He kept riding on that tubular instead of a tubeless.
Yeah,
kept
we
him
talked
going.
about that at Beers the other day too.
Yeah. But to get back to your point, is this about the team or the rider? Because
we're just talking about people or groups that came out smelling good.
Because Segafredo did not, and I think in terms of teams,
they got a podium.
Okay, but that wasn't a good team. I think Port is so talented that he was able to rise above.
This isn't about.
I think. I just like the idea of a team, rising above and looking really good at the end of the day. I guess I don't know. Love what some.
You lost me when you say it. You lost me when you said "end of the day." That's the oldest cliche in the world. And all you're going to do is start selling me a marketing plan on how to, sell web advertising or something like that.
I hear it all day at work.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
I think Sunweb was what they did during this tour is astounding.
Who came out smelling not so good is my next question. Who came out smelling a little poopy? And I'm going to let Jackson start at this, and I want to know if he's willing to come to terms. Jackson, I'm switching cameras over to you.
I think, I don't think Sagan did that great. I'll admit it. We all knew it. I think it was a good battle, though. I think it made the race exciting on a lot of those less exciting days. I will also say, I think Arkea Samsic had a pretty bad tour.
Yeah. I have some specific teams, Cofidis, Arkea Samsic, NTT. You didn't see anything from them. Yeah, they were there,
Cofidis
but they
had Martin. He showed.
Oh, yeah, he did have a good. In fact, I switched over to pick the guy, and then he fucked it up. Again, my fault, probably. But, so, yeah, Jackson, we can't bash Peter Sagan. We can't bash him because the guy is a champion. The guy has how many jerseys in his closet?
7.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah. 7 jerseys hanging in his closet. I don't know how old he is. He's probably 30.
I think he's 30.
30, is he? So, yeah, and this has been a really weird year. You don't have the time to kind of build up. And I don't think we've seen the end of Peter Sagan this year. I think we're going to see some incredible stuff from the rest of the year.
Segue to the Worlds.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Worlds?
We are. Paul, you got anything that was just like, oh, boy.
Yeah.
I mean, we could say Quintana until our faces are blue or we get Neville's rash.
Touch that. Yeah.
I keep thinking of your socks from the Packfiller Classic, and I'm just seeing all those things in your socks. I'm going, that's what happened to Quintana?
Yeah,
was he looking for a GoPro?
He lost a GoPro.
Yeah, he was looking
That's
for
my
a GoPro.
baby.
That's my baby.
Anyway, I would say my pick on the podium was the biggest turd, and it started off on stage 1 with Miguel Angelo Lopez.
Oh, yeah.
When everybody had a truce, and then Astana says, like, fuck you, watch us, and then he goes gliding into a sign, locks up his disc brake, and
yeah, that was actually pretty cool.
yeah, it deserved it. So, but then here he wins the stage prior to the TT, or two stages
very
before.
well. Like
yeah.
he won a stage.
Yeah.
He won a stage very, very well.
And he was sitting there just like I predicted, and then his TT, he got gobbled up. I mean, there's no reason why. Well, he's Colombian and they don't like the TT. I guess that's it. But yeah, that was a turd. I mean, he went from third. I think what did he finish, sixth or something? He lost
plummeted.
huge.
And the day before, he had a great. 2 days before, he had a great stage.
Yep.
Great stage.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say one thing. So when you say somebody's a really good time trialer, that's like trying to define jazz as a musical genre. There's so many different, there's so many different interpretations of it. You can be a really good 1 hour time trialer. You can be a really good 30-minute time trialer. You can be a really good prologue guy.
That's true.
There are so many differences between all those writers I just described that, there's a reason that maybe, X writer didn't do so well in the one and only time trial we had this year on the tour, is because this time trial was a completely different beast than, some of the other time trials we've seen. It's a different writer. It's a different discipline. It's like a kilo rider versus a pursuit rider.
I agree. But okay, no, I'll give that to you. I will give that to you. But is there anybody else who came out smelling like absolute shit in this, guys? Does anybody have an opinion before we switch gears? And I do want to kind of summarize, what we brought away from this tour, and on top of the fact that Jackson, I believe you took third place in the overall points, right?
Yeah, I did.
Who won?
Brent Soderberg.
Brent Soderberg took it.
Oh,
it was
the
his
guy
league.
who sets it up wins.
Yeah, I
right?
smell a. I smell a.
That's a rat.
I smell a rat. Yeah. Did any of you guys play? Karsten, did you play?
No, I tried to sign up and it was too late.
Oh yeah, I think that's what happened to a couple people. Yeah, but we had a pretty good sized group, and I was third from the bottom. I host a podcast on cycling, and I was third from the bottom.
Well, lucky I didn't. You would have been fourth from the bottom had I signed up. So,
that's true. Yeah, I could have gotten up a little bit there.
I DNF'd.
Yeah. So we've covered a lot of the things I kind of wanted to summarize in terms of this. The new generation. I wanted to was is Wout van Aert the new Sean Kelly, and I'm definitely thinking so. How many tours do you think this kid can win? I mean, is this he's 21 years old. Pogacar.
A lot.
Yeah. Pogacar. Fuck. I host a podcast. I can't pronounce the guy's goddamn last name. A lot. How many is a lot? 5, 6, 7, 8, or
at least 4.
It scares the shit out of me. I don't want to put this pressure, because I'm sure he's listening to the show right now. I don't want to put this pressure on him and suddenly have him thinking, "Oh my God, I'm 21. I gotta win 7 tours," and then he starts doing cocaine with Jan Ullrich and Johan Museeuw. No, Museeuw didn't do it. It was Tom Bonin. He starts enjoying himself a little too much and partying in the off season. The next thing you know, he sucks. But I hope he sticks with it. Jay?
Yeah, I will say, I think I agree with Karsten. I think we're seeing somebody who can win Chris Froome type of numbers. I also think that, and I'm maybe going out on a limb here, but I think one of his biggest competitors, once Roglic steps aside and once Dumoulin steps aside, I think Sepp Kuss is going to be the next American Grand Tour winner.
That's me knocking right now. That is me knocking on wood. Oh my God, that kid was flying. Was that a tactical move in your opinion when he attacked and during that one mountain stage?
We got to talk about that one. That was big. Whatever happened there, whatever that was a big deal.
Rumors were that Roglic was the guy who told him to go ahead and to attack it and try to mix things up. Yeah. That's what
I think what happened, and then when
agreed.
Then when you look back, he had to sit up. But that's
I think we were looking at a dude who was given permission to win a stage, and the millisecond he took off, he knew that he had bad company.
Yeah. I agree. Okay, so if we had to give
you didn't ask me how many times you think, because I disagree with these guys.
How many times do you think he's going to win? How many
Maybe
times do you think he's
one or two more times.
That's it.
Because there's too many good. Bernal might be involved. Remco. There's more younger guys coming up. I think we're going to see a generation. This young generation, it's going to be a dogfight. I mean, it's going to be nasty.
And he's going to need a bigger team.
Yeah, it all depends on what team he goes to, that type of thing.
Yeah.
I think that's with Sepp Kuss bringing that name up. He's not going to – he may win a Grand Tour, but not a Tour de France, staying with
Jumbo-Visma.
Yeah.
Because Roglic is not that old.
He's 29, 30.
Yeah.
He's getting – or 28.
He's got a little
He's
time.
in upper 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, they got Dumoulin too, you know.
Yeah.
So. How is Sepp Kuss as a time trialer? Does anybody know?
I think his specialty does not lie in that realm.
Yeah, okay, so I have never seen a tour winner who wasn't at least semi-kick-ass at time trialing.
You have to be.
You got to be.
Yeah. You at least have to maintain your own. Well, Marco Pantani was probably not the best time trialist in his day.
He was lucky enough to have stages that suited him.
Yeah, agreed. And what would have? I know this is all here. Past is gone. What would have Team Time Trial would have done to this race? It would have completely changed the entire process.
Made it look awesome because that's my favorite bike race ever.
I understand it would have looked awesome, but it would have completely changed. I think Jumbo-Visma would have taken minutes out of all these other teams, and it would have changed the complete layout of the race.
EF would have done a lot better too because they're always really good at that.
I agree.
I don't think we have to worry about that because Prudhomme does not like time trials or TTTs. So I don't think he's going to put it in the future.
Hey, I do believe I have to mention this for all the nerds out there. The current standings is disc brakes 0, rim brakes, all of them. Somebody told me that I had to mention that on the show, that the disc brakes have not won a Tour de France yet.
And it wasn't me.
No, it wasn't you.
No,
it wasn't. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
I'm taking the long game here. You guys are all just wrong.
Okay.
Long term.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what we're looking at.
I know we're wrong long term, but that doesn't matter anything because we're talking about now. Right now. And speaking of which, right now, let's shift gears. Fellas, 2020 has made it hard for us to stay hygienic as we should be. Luckily, our partners at Manscaped have made it easy to turn your bathroom into your own private dong salon. I love saying dong salon. I truly do. The Lawnmower 3.0 Trimmers offers a replaceable ceramic blade with an advanced skin-safe technology which helps reduce grooming accidents. Is everybody still using? Carson, has yours arrived yet?
It arrived today.
Okay. How's the status of your junk?
You can land an airplane on me.
You can land an airplane. It's like a dinner plate.
Yes.
You know what? Mine's still going strong. I had to replace the blade, and I'm on the 3-month replacement blade mail-in program. So that's just going to arrive at my door. I'm a happy guy. And I have also ordered the new nose trimmer, which is back out.
Oh, it is? That's what I was waiting for.
Because when I sneeze, I'm taking straight out of Bob Uecker's catalog. When I sneeze, I look like a party favor. Yeah, so I can't wait for that one to arrive. They were out. They had it, and then they sold them all out, and now they're back in. So I recommend that. Jackson, you don't have a nose hair issue yet, do you? You're not like your father.
every once in a while I'll be sitting there and my girlfriend will look over at me and the light will hit me just right. And she'll be like, don't move, don't move, don't move. And I'll ask why. And she'll, out of nowhere, inflict nose pain upon me.
Oh.
And then you sneeze.
Yeah, then you sneeze. Oh,
Yeah.
God, sometimes those hurt so bad. Wait till they turn gray because the gray ones are thicker. But anyway, that's disgusting. You can get 20% off and free shipping with the code PFP. That is PFP at manscaped.com. Upgrade your dong salon with the luxury products of Manscaped. Thanks to Manscaped for being a part of the show once more. We'll see how long they last. They might tell us to go away. But,
I'll still use it.
Yeah, I will too.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I will too. Especially that some of the... Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
The World Championships are this fucking weekend, you guys. I know I shouldn't swear so much, but the World Championships are this weekend. This is so weird. So weird. Do you think Mads Pedersen is like going, this sucks. This just blows. I've barely had it. And now I'm going to lose it. And he's not even going.
No.
Yeah.
So not Switzerland. Switzerland was originally, going to be the host, and they decided to stay neutral and not make any COVID discussions. Imola, Italy, not mountainous. Some pretty punchy damn climbs with some pretty good steep sections in them. If you haven't noticed the course profile yet, we have a TT, which is mostly flat loop. That is pretty much it. All the U23 and the junior events have been postponed for the year. They're not happening. They're happening in 2021. So, gentlemen, I sent you. I don't know if hopefully you got start lists and everything like that. Men's and women's. I could not I could not find a women's quality start list for both, but I think we could probably. You did. Mm-hmm. I think we could probably deduce from there about where we're going to go with the women and how they're going to do. But should we start with CT? Anybody? I just want to hear. I think I'm going to allow. Oh, Paul's got it written. Paul is actually breaking out the notes. I was wondering what that piece of paper was.
Yep.
Are we going to? I think we should pick one for the TT, and then you should be able to pick three for the road race.
Oh, I didn't even
and
do
not
that.
Not a podium. Just you could be able to pick three riders, and if one of them wins, bragging rights are yours. Paul, you've got your notes, so I think you should just go flat out first.
So on the TT on the women, you'd be a fool not to pick Chloe Duggar.
I'm 1,000% in agreement. Is anybody? Jackson's nodding his head. Karsten's still got his home screen up, so I can't even see him, even though we've got a video broadcast. Yeah.
Do you want to see me eating dinner? Absolutely. Yeah, Chloe for sure.
Yeah.
But getting back to that.
Yeah.
Karsten. So this is what I did on my list.
Yeah.
So on my list, I put like the head pick, and then my second one was heart and
the
head.
heart. Okay.
So, and then so I put with Lisa Benar.
Okay.
She's German. I'm pronouncing the terrible German. I got to look at it. Brenner. Lisa Brenner.
Just say it like you're angry, and it sounds like
Lisa
German.
Brenner.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So she's been in the top 6 in most of the time trials and stuff. She's actually, and she's German. I have to go with the German here.
You do.
So it's a long shot, but she could have a good. And
how do you spell it?
BRENNAUR.
Blenau. See if I say it.
Blenau.
If I say it angry, it works. Blenau.
That's Blenau. It's easy. We're not French.
Yeah.
So those are my 2 picks. But
Anybody stray from that? I'm still going with Chloe, even though she's had a really rough season, which means very little racing. I'm not going to count her out. I'm going with it.
She's pretty.
She's
headstrong.
Globally talented. She's really good.
Okay.
She's yeah.
Jackson, got any input?
No, I mean, I think it's kind of already done and dusted.
I think it's a safe choice.
I did say that with the green jersey race, but we know where we are.
Yeah, that's true. Men's TT. Jackson, you want to go first on this one? Sorry to throw you under the bus.
I'm going to go for it. I'm going to say it. I think, yes, he just won a 3-week stage race, but Tadej Pogačar.
Wow. Okay. Flat course. 200
it's
meters
got a
of
little
elevation,
humpy,
I think, is
but
all it's
yeah.
got. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Carson, you got a pick? Greg Van Avermaet.
No. I mean, look at no. I think your son is right. That I mean, no matter hilly or flat, look at his numbers going into the TT. Like that dude can hold wattage no matter what. Because the first part of that TT was relatively flat.
Yeah.
I think he's got a shot at the World TT title.
Paul Main.
I'm going to disagree with the other panel.
I agree.
One, he's going to focus more on the road. So he's already came off of winning the Tour and dumping a lot of gas. So I'm going to take, it's got to be a powerhouse. There is come rolling hills.
Yeah.
First one came to mind, I picked, and I thought, no, but it might be, and that was Dumoulin. But somebody who saved their gas towards the end, Stefan Kuhn.
Oh, yeah.
So that's my pick. Dumoulin is my long shot.
You're making me sad because that I love Dumoulin and I probably should have picked him.
I picked Tom Dumoulin.
You're easily persuaded, my friend.
You are. You're a little.
That's what she said.
Yeah. I am going with Tom Dumoulin, and so I apologize to Tom Dumoulin right now.
Oh, yeah, you bastard.
Yep. Road race. We were looking at a climber's course in Switzerland. We were definitely looking at a climber's course, and now we have completely changed that concept. We've got some climbs that, correct me if I'm wrong, pretty close to the finish with pitches up to 13%.
They're 2 kilometers long. They're
nothing extreme
But
length, but boy, are they going to fry people out.
So that's 5,000 meters of climbing. That's about 16,404 feet, I believe. I'm shooting from the top of my head.
For the entire event.
For imperial style.
Yeah. That's a lot.
That's a lot. 9 laps. That's 160 miles and 16,000 feet. So
what Colombians are on the start list?
But these aren't long climbs, man. Well, these are short and punchy.
Nero Quintana is on that list, but I don't know if he's going to be there.
So this is okay. So I haven't looked at the course. This is like a classic world's course. It's basically short, punchy climbs, and nothing like we're looking at a classic race here.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm wrong. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Paul, go to the notes, man. I love your notes.
So on the road race for men or women? Women do.
Oh, let's start with women. I think we should start with women.
So, although she did win the De La Rosa,
you're going straight there.
Anna van der Breggen. So my dark horse, and I'm pulling for, this is the heart, Lizzie Deignan.
Are you?
Yeah, I think she's been
she
winning.
Rode well
she won
in the Giro Rosa.
She's been really there. So I think she could pull it off. Yep.
Okay. Jackson or Karsten, you guys want to chime in on the women's road race?
Yeah, I think I am putting for my winner Celia Uttrup Ludwig, who was pretty high up in the GC standings, but I think just missed out on like the last day to Lunga Borghini, and so I think she's going to be coming off of the Giro Rosa wanting something. I also, of course, have names like Anna van der Breggen and Lizzie Deignan. But I'm really hoping for Celia Uttrup Ludwig. Hopefully she can take that anger and get a world's title.
Does your significant other have a opinion?
She really wanted Annemiek to not break her arm.
Yeah.
But
that's a tough one. Carson, you got one? Probably. I'm assuming you're going to go with Marianne Vos from Live CCC.
And nothing.
And he's gone. Something must have happened.
He broke it.
No, because my mute button was on. That's what happened.
Okay.
That's all I have for now is Voss, because I don't have an opinion otherwise.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah. I gotta inform my opinion better. Sorry.
I'm sticking with her. I'm Holden's
Voss?
true. No, I'm holding with Longo Borghini.
I think that's a good
she's-
choice.
I think she's coming to form.
Third
man.
place. She was
Yeah.
third place in the
I
double.
think she's got it in the tank, man. I think it's going to happen.
I would like to see that. And it's in Italy.
Exactly. I want her to bring one home. I want her to bring one home. So I think that'd be really cool. Okay, men's road race. Should we reverse the loop and start with Karsten?
Sure.
Karsten, men's road race.
Oh God.
Somebody came prepared.
Sorry, I was selling bikes up until the very last minute before this. Do you guys know what my job is like right now?
Just
it's a
pick
little
your.
hectic.
What's your pick?
All right.
Man? What's your
It's
pick?
somebody Belgian.
You want me to read them off for you, and then you say yay or nay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you got Benoot. You've got Oliver Nason. Peter Sherry. You got Jasper Stuyven. Wout van Aert.
Van Aert.
Oh, wait,
Yep.
I'm not done.
Say
Van
it.
Avermaet.
Shut up.
I wouldn't
Tim
count that guy
Wellens is
out.
in there.
I
Tim
wouldn't count
Wellens
Van
too.
Avermaet out.
This could be Tim Wellens because he was supposed to be on the tour team.
Yeah.
And then got injured from a crash, and he's probably like, "Damn, I missed it.
Rage.
I'm gonna mess these people."
I don't know if being in the tour is a liability. I think that just means if you have a week of rest, it means that you're ready. You're super fit and you're ready. And I think that Van Aert is probably the best pick.
Okay, that's not a bad pick. I don't agree. I don't disagree with that one. I don't think that's a bad pick.
I would agree with it. It was like 3 weeks later.
I'd agree with it if it was correct. Is that what you're saying? Jackson, who's your pick for the men in the road race?
I think he
I
held back.
allowed you guys 3, so if you do want to do 3, I don't think we have the time for Carson to pick 3 because we'd have to read the whole list. But
I actually do have 3. So I think my big pick is Julian Alaphilippe. I think he held back in the final week of the tour on purpose. I really eyeing this. I also have Mark Hirschi. I think he is. I don't know. I think he's young, and I think he'd be chomping at the bit to be able to wear the World's jersey. And I am teetering between Max Schachmann and Tom Pidcock, coming from cross background, just like Wout van Aert. He was, I think, 3rd at Cyclocross Worlds. So
yeah,
maybe I'll see one from something from either of those 2 riders.
those are not bad picks. The kid's got it. The kid's got it. You're not bad.
Somebody's
at
doing
this.
the research and
Somebody
not selling
is.
bikes.
Yeah. Quit selling bikes. Paul Main.
So I'm going to preface my decision on this. One, you got 2 type of people who are coming in there. Those who came off the tour and a week after the tour.
Yeah.
And then you have guys a week before the Giro.
That's true. Yeah,
So,
because that all changed.
got
It was
somebody-
supposed to overlap with the Giro. Yeah.
So now we have a situation where are these guys too tired? Or the other guys have to they don't want to come in overcooked into the Giro, so
Yeah.
it makes it complicated. So my pick was Vogelsang
Yeah, that's a good choice.
because it is a LBL style race. It's a circuit that has the final climb is extremely steep and a long descent, technical descent that comes into the finish. That's how you won LBL. So that's how I picked that, and I agree with your son. My heart and my would be cool was Pidcock. Because he won, I think Avenir was earlier. He won the young bucks version.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay.
Is Alaphilippe on the start list?
He
is, yeah.
He is indeed.
Okay, well, there's one for
Yeah.
you
No,
that hasn't been brought up.
No, Jackson brought him up. Yeah, Jackson brought him up. And I think my 3 are Alaphilippe. I got Schachmann, and I think Greg Van Avermaet's gonna come out. I don't know. I watched him in the tour. I watched his aggressive riding. I don't know if the climbing's gonna fuck him up too much, but the guy can handle Flanders. He can handle a lot of those climbs like that. LBL, it's a little different. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I'm curious.
So after 3 weeks, after 3 weeks of shit,
Yeah,
you're finally going to okay.
well, I'm not picking him to win a Grand Tour for Christ's sake.
Well, no, but all the abuse that I've gotten over that guy. He's all right.
I'm surprised you didn't pick Macbeth. Because he's racing. He's
God.
starting the race.
Richie?
Yeah.
I know. I'm not going to pick him.
Well, you just said his
Because
name,
I
and
don't
now he's
think gonna
screwed
win.
anyway.
I'm not going to pick him because I don't think he would have won anyway.
I
will
mean,
say-
he was just starting to increase on his fitness.
Jackson popped onto my screen. You seemed exciting because you popped up on the Zoom call, which means you're commanding
Yes.
control of the call.
And I know everybody's gonna freak out when I say it, but we cannot forget about the man who has won 3 back-to-back world championship titles. I think this is obviously probably not
Is
the
he
course.
racing?
What?
Is Peter
Yeah, he
is
is.
Peter in it?
Yep.
Is he listed? I saw his brother
Yep.
on the list.
Nope, Peter's not racing.
No, his brother's on it.
Yeah.
Your
Oh,
eyes
that's
on it.
interesting.
Peter's
I
not
saw-
racing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a list today that said he was racing.
Oh shit. Okay, we're gonna have to get updated. We're going off of
I'm gonna
Paul's
check
on his phone.
Yes.
Let's go to the
Let's
phones.
go to the phone.
Because if so, I could see him being one of those, if kind of power climbing
Yeah.
things. So, and if it comes down to a sprint,
Yeah.
him
he's-
alongside a lot of the favorites,
You might be a little pissed off at how his tour finished. So
just
you
a
know.
titch. Yeah.
too.
Yeah, titch upset. So
So I'm getting to Slovakia. Hang tight,
Paul's
people.
still checking. Paul's still checking.
Nope, he's not on. Nope.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yep. He's
Damn
not
it.
on there.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there we have it. Okay, so we've got
According to Pro Cycling Stats,
Yeah,
which are pretty current.
pretty accurate. So we've got our picks in. I had fun shit planned, you guys, but we're an hour and 11 minutes into a podcast. Do we want to fly through it quickly?
Oh,
Just the fun shit, just to end
Sure.
up the show. I'll make it rapid fire. Okay. Rapid fire is who's paying the bills. We haven't played this one in a while. Rapid fire, who's paying the bills, and you've got to say your name first and then chime in. Okay. I'm going to name Tour de France 2020 pro team sponsors, and the person who calls it out, calls their name and gets it correct first, wins the point. I'm writing down Paul. I'm writing down Jackson. And I'm writing down Karsten. My first team name, and you have to, again, call out your name, not what they do. First team name is Bora.
Paul,
Paul says,
that is cooking equipment and from Germany. It's like cooktops and that type of thing and hoods.
okay, there you got it with the hoods. Kitchen Fans, I think, is one of their main thing. Hansgrohe.
Paul,
Jackson,
I'll give him the delay. Jackson, what does Hansgrohe make?
showers.
Yep.
Shower plumbing heads. Yeah, exactly. CCC. Paul?
that is fashion design stuff for shoes.
No.
Oh,
No.
No?
yeah, I'll give you footwear.
Footwear.
Karsten, you were like, no, that's not right.
Shoe retail.
Footwear.
right.
Kofidis. Does
Paul.
anybody know what Kofidis? Oh, Paul does.
That is like
This is gonna go so fast.
That's like a paycheck, money kind of short-term loan
Yep.
thing.
Consumer lending
Mm-hmm.
in France. De Koenig.
Paul,
Paul.
Windows.
Shit. This is going to go so fast. Sorry, Jackson and Karsten. It sucks being on Zoom, too, because you've got a delay you have
I'll
to
wait.
deal with.
I'll count 1001.
Okay. Groupama.
Paul.
They
They are insurance.
are French insurance. Yumbo. Paul's biting
Paul.
his tongue.
Grocery outlet.
They are a grocery outlet. Should we just keep going? What the fuck, right, guys?
Are you guys on mute? What's going on?
I have no idea what any of these are.
Sudal.
Paul.
Okay. There's caulking.
Yep, Belgian adhesives and sealants.
Jesus Christ.
This one's
Hey,
gonna.
why? I want to patronize anytime I'm in those countries. I try.
I'm
do.
gonna go buy some caulk.
When I go to, yeah. You never know.
Mitchelton.
Jackson.
Yes.
Cars.
No, Jackson. Quite opposite, because they don't go together. Paul.
I might be wrong, but it's wine.
Wine. Mitchelton is a winemaker. NTT.
Some kind of broadcasting thing.
Jackson.
Yes.
TVs.
Yeah.
Paul, do you got it?
No, I don't.
It's Japanese telecom.
Oh,
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because they're,
you know what, Karsten, I'm going to give you the point.
They're a technology sponsor for the tour, so
There you go.
they must
Exactly.
have.
Yeah. Sunweb.
Tourism, some kind of a tour company.
He didn't say his name, but I'm going to give Karsten the point because it is tourism. It is European holiday tour operator. This one's
Karsten Tourism.
There we go. This one's going to go super fast, and Paul's got to wait.
I will.
Segafredo.
Man.
Paul.
Karsten Coffee.
You got such a lead. It's not
Yeah,
even
I know.
funny. And I do believe when it came down to it, Jackson, you got 1 point. Paul got 7, and Karsten got 3. And I probably stopped counting after a while because it was a complete blowout. So, ladies and gentlemen, Paul, once again, coming ahead in the tourism category and absolutely crushing it as he usually did. I was going to play the alphabet game, which is always a fun one to do and sometimes helps me fall asleep, but maybe I'll save that one for the next show. You guys, we have the World Championships coming up in a very short amount of time, which is this weekend. I can't wait. I'm going to watch that motherfucker live. Is that NBC or is that Flow?
NBC, I believe. Flow Bikes does not have it on.
Flow Bikes does not have it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be NBC. So hopefully it will we'll have the good commentary from that one. I did not watch a single Bob Roll and Phil Liggett, and I feel bad about it, but I enjoyed the coverage quite immensely. What a great tour that was, and what a great, hopefully, World Championships we're going to have this weekend. And then we got to talk about the Giro already. So the shit just keeps coming at us.
Awesome.
Karsten Hagen, buddy, thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
Jackson Bulger, thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you.
And Paul Main, of course, thank you for being here, as consistent as always. You guys, I loved your input on the tour over the last 3 weeks. Hopefully we can keep these kind of things going and keep providing completely inaccurate picks, unless you're Jackson. Because I think that's how the entire tour came down, was all of us were like, this guy's going to win. No, he's not. We fucked it up. Yeah, exactly. So if you like the podcast, subscribe to it. If you don't like the podcast, subscribe to it. If you don't like the podcast, why are you still here an hour and 18 minutes into this thing? Please go shave your balls, wear a pair of Gooders, and
Drink Scratch.
And we'll catch you next week. Thanks, guys.
Carson,